Hello and welcome everyone to the NF Patients United Annual Meeting 2020. So we would have hoped to be able to see you in person, but we made the best out of this. So this is now a virtual event. The good thing is that we can invite many more people. So thank you all for joining. I hope we'll have an interesting next 2 hours and you are going to get to know NF Patients United and the work that we do. So let me start by telling you a little bit about how NF Patients United started. So every 2 years, there's a European fibromatosis meeting, a scientific meeting. And in 2016, this meeting happened to take place in Padova, Italy. And a lot of patient organizations who are working for people with NF were present. And we decided together that we need to start working together on a European level. So we made a position paper together and we started to reach out to other patient organizations on a European level. And in 2017, we set the first stone. So we founded NF Patients United in Vienna, Austria as a nonprofit organization. In dark blue, you can see the founding members. There was the UK, the Netherlands, Austria, and also patient organizations from Italy. Step by step, we reached out to more and more associations and we got more and more members. So after the next NF conference in 2018 that was taking place in Paris, we already were 9 member countries. And now in 2020, as you can see, we are now 14 members from 12 different European countries. And what do we want to do? So NF Patients United is an alliance of international patient organizations. We work together to improve the quality of life of people living with NF1, NF2, and schwannomatosis by raising awareness, sharing information, education, raising funds, and supporting research. And we are building links between the patient community, the scientific community, clinical doctors, and we advocate on behalf of NF patients on a European level in health politics, and we also work with authorities like the European Medicines Agency or the European Commission, and disease-specific networks like the ERN Centuris or the RAINS group. So if you joined late, I also want to introduce myself. My name is Claas Roehl. I'm the father of a daughter with neurofibromatosis type 1, and she inspired me to start a patient organization in Austria called NFPU. I'm the current president of NF Patients United, and I also want to welcome you in behalf of all members of NF Patients United. So we are going to have a busy schedule. We are going to hear from many different projects where NF Patients United is involved, and also some projects that we have initiated. So you will hear in the next 2 hours from the project called EU Pearl, which will be the first presentation done by Rian Oostenbrink. We will then hear about the clinical guidelines that are being developed for tumor management in NF1, presented by Matt Boltz-Johnson. We are then going to hear about a project or a program that NFPU has initiated this year for the first time. It's the NF Patients Academy, and it's going to be presented by a participant of this program, Melpo Pitara. And then we're going to hear about a very nice success story that happened pretty much exactly 1 year earlier, where the Greek member association of NFPU worked together with the Austrian member association to help a child in great need of a difficult surgery. This is going to be presented by Rena Popaki. I am also going to present later about the NFPU COVID-19 support that we did early this year and continued throughout the year due to the pandemic. And at the end, we're going to have a panel discussion with the presenters where you can also ask any questions that you might have. The first two presenters, Rian Oostenbrink and also Matt Boltz-Johnson, they're not able to stay with us until the end. So in the first two presentations, I would like to invite you to ask any questions directly at the end of their talk, or you can use the chat function and then we can read out the questions that you might have. I hope everything is working from a technical perspective. If you are an NF2 patient and if you have troubles with your hearing, we are very happy that we have the support with the captioning service, so you can look at the subtitles below. If you have any technical issues, then please also use the chat function, and my colleague Michaela Adner can help you. So just use the chat in case of technical difficulties, but it looks like so far everything is working as it should. That's always good to hear. Yeah, so again, welcome to everyone who has just recently joined. It's very good to have you all with us. NF Patients United is really a network of patient organizations that are run either by patients or caregivers. So we view ourselves as organizations that are run by patients and who work for patients. So you really are now in amongst a group of international European patients and caregivers who form a unique community. And all that we do is only possible if we all work together. So raising awareness for NF, raising funds to support research, all this is something we can only manage to do together. And that was the basic idea why NFPU was founded. We saw that every member association is doing great work on a national level, but there used to be very little interaction on an international European level. So we believe strongly that by sharing the best ideas, by also sharing best practices, what we will continue to do tomorrow, we all can really benefit a lot. We can use the best ideas and implement them collectively on a European level. We can be a stronger voice if we speak united and not just as one nation. And as you will be able to see, we have already successfully gotten involved in some huge European projects. And I am already very excited to hear the next presentations.